Hey guys, Chris here. In this video I'm breaking down how I recreated the Tony's Mayhem theme composed by Ravi Basrur. This track is full of punchy percussions, aggressive textures and evolving low end, perfect for a deep dive into hybrid film scoring. I made Remake entirely in Cubase 15, it's in C minor and at 120 BPM. And I'll take you through it chapter by chapter, just like the main video. If you're into sound design, MIDI reconstruction, or just curious about how these cinematic sounds are made, just stick around and don't forget to subscribe. Let's jump right in. Alright, we're in Cubase now. The intro starts with two Massive X instances. It's Organic Drone and Beyond the Corner. Both have a constant cutoff automation that keeps opening up all the way through the section, which creates that rising tension. To add more texture, I laid a reverse sound from Middle East strings. I rendered it inside Cubase, flipped it, and that's how I got this long swelling attack with very short decay. On the channel itself, I'm using a pretty extreme low cut. It goes all the way up to around 2.3 kHz. A modulator takes care of the constant panning movement between the right side and the center. Then on the synthesizer in the second part, second half of the intro, we have I use this ignition key synthesizer, which plays this line here. I'm gonna solo it. And there's also some hits and swells going on, so some low booms and whooshes. So there's also sub bass going on. Okay, for the string theme, I'm layering Middle East ensemble for extra body together with a Spitfire Symphony Orchestra solo instruments, so solo violin, solo viola and solo cello. So it's playing basically in octaves. Alright, for the bass underneath, I'm using a Massive X preset again. It's called Monkey Forest. It sounds like this. And for the risers, this is a very interesting part. It's actually also a preset, but I'm gonna play it without all the effects on. Let's loop this part. So it sounds pretty weird. In the channel strip there's a low cut EQ to give it a bit more edge, the cloner for the width, and the chorus at the end. Alright, so the modulators there handle left-right panning, this one. A sawtooth LFO, this constantly pushes the volume up and down. And there's a pitch bend movement. On top of that you will hear the classic audio risers. And of course the snare that accelerates more and more. This part honestly took me the longest to figure out, and in my opinion it's one of the coolest and most recognizable moments in the whole track. So I dropped the kick sample into Cubase sampler and pretty much everything you hear is the result of automation. So the important ones are first, loop mode on and off. I need a kick both looped and non-looped later on. So for example here in this part it's looped. Then there's sample loop end. So while the loop is active, the automation slowly increases the loop length. So it starts with a short click and then gradually turns into the full kick. And finally there's a filter automation. The low end is almost completely cut at the beginning and opens up little by little. The main theme is built from 2 lines that rhythmically blaze against each other. So a top melody and a bottom melody. Since I couldn't recreate the exact original instruments, I faked it a little bit. So for the top melody, I'm using a blend of sitar and tanbura. For the bottom line, I used ud and saz, both tuned down octave. The bass is again a simple Massive X Raucous Boom preset with a release shortened to about 40 milliseconds. The percussion here is mostly loops, so damage epic organs elements and epic tech elements. And also the burka. Alright, this part is pretty heavy. In the original, the bass is actually a bit more restrained, I would say. On the channel, I'm running in trash for that harsh distortion. This without and this with the distortion on. It's pretty insane. And strong limiter from Isotope. I'm also removing the low end completely whenever both basses Monkey, Forest and Cloud Score play together. One of them has to get out of the way or it just turns into mud. Alright, and the last important thing is this hit in the end. For this one, I used a sample. It's this one. Then I put it in the sampler, put it on loop, and it sounds like this. Then I added a chopper, a little bit of reverb, and I cut off the sub bass. And together with sub booms, it sounds like this. So after that, the arrangement is pretty straightforward. The string thing comes back, then the same theme again, but with bass, a shortened version of the drop, and finally the main theme. This time only with bottom melody. And that covers pretty much the full structure. So if you have any questions about the project, just drop them in the comments. I'm gonna read every one of them. And if you want to see another one, just stick around. Alright, hope this breakdown was helpful. Thanks for watching and see you next time.